everybody, welcome back to Trey's Models. A quick bench update. Working on the Hasegawa GSXR 112 scale. So made a little progress on that. Got the frame together. It's gonna have to come back apart to put the engine in, obviously. But the fit on it's really nice. Good detail, very authentic, like the full scale one. All the bits and pieces are in the proper spot. And we got the head pipe situated onto the engine. And this is going to be modified slightly because we're not putting the stock muffler on it. And Hasegawa did a three-piece job on this one, and it's kind of that front piece, if you were actually going to use this, would be a little bit difficult to work with because you'd have to fill in these gaps along the bottom and the top and back here on the back. But it's not an issue because we're not using this. We're going to make a custom one. It's going to be the replica of I think it's the Yoshimura pipe that he has on this particular machine. And the tank cab's together. No fit issues at all. Everything went together really nice. Unlike some of the other kits, this one actually does have a bottom. Some of the other Tamiya kits that I've built in the past, you had to scratch build a bottom for the tanks. They were just hollow underneath on some of them. And the swing arm is together. This is going to have to be modified slightly as well because we're not going to be using the stock rims or the stock wheels. They're going to be a little bit wider, so we're going to have to deal with that when that time comes. The headlight bucket framework is really nice. It even comes with a little horn on the front of it, just like the full scale one. And one other thing that we did do was, you can see it before and after, we drilled the rims, we drilled the rotors out, the lightning holes. And that's where we're at on the GSXR. And the second update is the figures for the half track, the Dragon SDK FZ7 with the flak gun on the back. And admittedly, I am not a figure painter, and this is probably my second attempt in a long time, since probably 20-30 years ago, that I've tried to paint figures, and the results are passable. I'm not going to say they're great, but not a total fail. But I did use the Vallejo acrylics for the first time. Did have a little trouble controlling them. I think in the future I'm going to get some retarder and add to it. It might make it a little bit easier to deal with, but we'll keep trying. Like I said, not exactly ecstatic about it, but from a distance, I think it'll be okay. It'll pass for our needs. All right, and onto the half track itself. All the basic construction is completed, and I shot a coat of Master Modeler's gloss enamel over it. Protect the finish that we've got down here now before we start the weathering process. And there's a few decals that are going to be going on. I believe there's some markings that go on the front fender. And other than that, I just got put the headlight lenses in. I'll do that after it's been dull coated. And then the windshield is going to stay folded down, but I still have to put the wipers in, and I'm going to do a weathering kind of half circle where the wipers, there'll be a clean spot on the glass and a dirty spot where the wipers wouldn't hit. Kind of set it off a little bit. The gun itself is basically done except for the front shields. I'm leaving those off until after the weathering because it'd be kind of hard to get in there and weather the guns with them in place. But that's where we're at with the half track. It's nearing completion as well. So I'm pretty pleased with the way this kit went together. But we'll be doing a full build video on this one after it's done as well. Last but not least, the 2K12 Cub build. Finally got the decals in, got those in place after a coat of clear varnish. Not 100% accurate on the markings at all. Had trouble finding reference pictures of an actual Ukrainian SA6. Of course, the Ukrainian is the 2K12, um, but I kind of just did some guessmology and put the decals where I thought they would probably go, just from reference pictures of other equipment that is over there that I was able to find pictures of. So this is a total what if. And one thing that's interesting is most of the pictures that I did find of these online actually did have this log back here. And one thing I did do on that log, there was a lack of detail on the ends. So I actually took the razor saw and in a circular motion established the rings that would be there on a real log. So I'm pretty happy with the way that came out. The only thing we're lacking, there's some hoses or cables that go on the front of the missile to the actual rail, but I'm going to do that after I do the weathering, because I'm going to pull the missiles back off, make it a little easier to weather the actual launch rails without them in place, so they're not fixed in there permanent yet. But this is where we're at with this one's closing it to be pretty close to being done as well. One thing I did like that Trumpeter did was they did include the actual copper wire for the tow cable with ends on it, which was kind of a nice thing. But that's where we're at with this, and pretty much just some weathering to do, and we'll have this wrapped up for the Ukrainian group build over on Max's Models. So I'll be looking forward to seeing everybody else's builds that they're putting into that as well. So with that, that's pretty much a wrap. Hope everybody's doing awesome. Y'all be good to each other out there, and we'll see you on the next video. Well, thanks for watching. Please hit that like button and subscribe, and I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Y'all be good to each other, and we'll see you on the next one.